Hello and welcome to this video. It's Claire and today we're going to do some goal setting and planning for 2024. So I know usually people do this style of video at the end of the year, so like right before New Year's Eve, but I wanted to give it like a solid couple of weeks doing like a trial run, and then I wanted to go back and reflect on how my system that I've set up for myself is working and just do some tweaks and changes to it now. I've been messing around a little bit with Notion. Notion is a productivity and organization application, and I would summarize it as sort of like an electronic bullet journal if you know what bullet journals are. You can track your habits and behaviors, keep a schedule, organize to-do lists, journal. The possibilities are literally endless with Notion. It's actually a little overwhelming. Therefore, I am keeping it super basic and I'm only tracking my daily habits and goals on Notion for now until hopefully I get a little bit more comfortable with it and I start to figure it out a little bit better, but that's just what we're starting with. So this is kind of what Notion looks like. This is just a template that I got from like a fellow Notion user. So there's stuff on here that's like not specific to me, like for example, audition log and calendar. So I just kind of used this to get started. I kind of figured I'd fill it in as I went throughout the year, but right now all I have done so far is the daily focus. Like I said, I am so new to this application and I am still trying to find my way around. So this is just like the gist. So you could make like your own home base and make it like however you want it to look, or you could take a template like I did from somebody else. But the whole reason I wanted to get started with Notion was to track my daily habits. My daily focus looks like this. It's just a calendar and I have the exact same thing listed every single day of the month, and basically at the end of the day, if I completed that task, I check it off, and if I did not complete the task, I obviously don't check it off. And like I said, it is already the end of January. Today is January 19th, so I guess mid-January. So I have a list here of very basic things that I'm trying to accomplish most days. Every day is not really realistic, and that promotes perfectionism, which I really struggle with. So I'm just shooting to accomplish most of these things every day in 2024. And basically at the start of each month, I plan to just kind of fill out each day so that it's all ready to go, and it's really simple. Just at the end of the day, I can check off my boxes and it's really simple. So other than, 5 to 10 minutes that it takes to set up Notion, the rest of the month it's like they're ready for you and ready to go. So I'm gonna click on tomorrow's so you can see up close what I have. You'll see I have the date listed, the day of the week that it is, and then each specific task. So the first task that I try to do most days is making my bed. This one is a great first one to have on my list because it literally takes me like 30 seconds, and once I've accomplished one thing on the list, I'm motivated to keep going and continue to accomplish things down the list. So for making my bed, I am planning on getting more bedding. Actually, we currently just have a fitted sheet and a comforter, and I actually wanted to, in our new apartment, take some time to purchase some nicer bedding. Like I want to get a flat sheet, maybe like a blanket, and I just want to make it look really pretty. I don't know why, but in my time during the van, especially the final months when I was just really ready to be out and in an apartment again or a home, I thought I will never take making my bed for granted again, because making the bed in the van was a huge pain in the butt, and there were so many days where I was like, I would just love to make like a normal bed. And before van life, I never used to make my bed. I would literally just leave it unmade every day. But that's something that after living in the van, I'm like, I will literally do this every day of my life and I will enjoy it. It won't be a pain anymore because it's just like one of those things that van life really put into perspective for me. Anyway, that's kind of a tangent, but that kind of goes with making the bed. The next thing on the list is to take my vitamins. I have always taken fish oil for literally like the past 7 or 8 years. It helps a lot with dry eyes if you struggle with dry eyes. So I take fish oil. Sometimes I take an iron supplement depending on how I'm feeling. I'll kind of do it for a few months and then stop, and I'm always like waffling back and forth on the iron supplement. I also have been taking a prenatal, not pregnant, but I'm just currently taking a prenatal. I also have been getting into the greens game, which is like a greens powder. It's supposed to have a lot of vitamins from like vegetables in it, but you don't have to actually eat all the vegetables, so you just mix that with water every day in a shaker bottle. The third thing on the list is Duolingo. Andy and I both started Duolingo back when we were in Thailand last February because we saw Andy's brother Nick and how he could so easily communicate with people, and he said he only knew like I think 100 words in Thai. Thai, which is not that many words, but he said 100 words and you can pretty much like say what you need to say, like you can communicate how you need to. So Andy wanted to learn Thai, but Thai is not a language that's available on Duolingo, so we decided to just do Spanish because obviously Spanish is a language that like benefits everybody. It's like a very common language, especially here in the States. So off and on, I've been doing Duolingo since last February, and I have successfully so far in 2024 done it every single day. And my goal is to do it 365 days straight with no breaks. So we'll see if Notion holds me accountable for that. The next thing on the list is reading the Bible. If you've watched my past few videos, you know my main New Year's resolution this year is to read the entire Bible. And doing the math, I realized if I read 3 to 4 pages a day, every day for the next year, I can read the entire Bible in a year. 3 to 4 pages is not bad, so I think that's totally doable. The problem is reading 3 or 4 pages takes like 20 to 30 minutes because obviously the font of the Bible is so small and it can be really boring and confusing, so sometimes I have to go back and reread sections that I just read. But so far I am 5 days ahead of schedule and I'm just gonna keep trucking. There have been days where I haven't read the Bible, but I'm still on track to finish. Next on the list is the 10-minute tidy. This has been a game changer for me. I don't even remember where I first heard of this. It was somewhere on social media, maybe a fellow YouTuber, I don't know, but basically every single day, no excuses. You set a timer on your phone for 10 minutes, which is like nothing. And for that 10 minutes, you're just cleaning and tidying up. I have really surprised myself what I can accomplish in 10 minutes. Sorry if you hear Henry eating. He like always waits to be really loud when I'm recording. It drives me nuts, but I'm not gonna stop him from eating. So anyway, the 10-minute tidy, I highly recommend it. There have been like maybe 2 or 3 days so far this year where I have skipped it, but this one is really nice because you just feel so accomplished after like cleaning something. And again, it's only 10 minutes. So that one has been really fulfilling actually, and I look forward to my 10-minute tidy now. The next one on the list, 10,000 steps. This is the one that has caused me probably the most inconvenience, and this is probably the thing on the list I have done the fewest amount of times. I don't accomplish this every day. I would say maybe half the time I accomplish this task, just because if you sit on the couch all day, like for example, a lazy Sunday, by the end of the day, I've basically been on the couch all day. I have like maybe 1,000 steps, maybe 2,000. It actually takes a good chunk of time to walk 10,000 steps. So this has been kind of tricky for me. I am not teaching full-time right now. I think once I start working full-time again, this will be less of an issue because I'm on my feet all day as a teacher. But subbing, I'm sitting most of the day and I'm just not getting that many steps in. Luckily, we have a gym in our new apartment with ellipticals or treadmills. That has helped a lot. Like there have been days where I go down and I'm short like a couple thousand steps and I can just go quick, finish out the task on the treadmill. But there are definitely a good amount of days where I have not completed this task. So this is probably the main thing I need to focus on. Not necessarily fixing, but trying to do it more and just trying to get steps more throughout the day. So it's not like 8 o'clock at night and I still have like 8,000 more steps to get. 12 cups of water, that is not that difficult. There's definitely been a couple days where I haven't done it, but with my Stanley, I literally just have to fill it once, well, twice, I guess. I fill it once in the morning and once in the afternoon, and I'm just chugging water all day. As long as I'm reminding or remembering throughout the day to, take water breaks, that isn't that difficult for me to accomplish. Eating at home has been so nice since we got out of the van. Andy and I said when we have an apartment again, we will never go out to eat because we were so sick of going out to eat in the van. It just was so difficult with our kitchen setup to not go out to eat. I think by the end, the last couple months, we were eating out at least once a day, whether it was like gas station food, fast food, or like a sit-down restaurant. So this so far has been so easy. In 2024, I have only gone out to eat once, and that was with a group of my coworkers after work. Other than that, we really have not been out to eat at all. So I don't think that will be difficult as we continue on. That actually has been a lot easier than I was expecting it, because I love to go out to eat. I love to like socialize and try different restaurants and bars, but it actually has just been really nice to cook our own food and eat at home. No alcohol. Right now we're just doing dry January, which is obviously just the month of January. We are not consuming alcohol. I have been really, I think they call it sober curious. That doesn't sound right. It's basically when you're like interested in going sober, but you're like kind of not sure about taking the leap yet, because obviously being 100% sober is like kind of a big deal. So far it hasn't been that difficult for me because like I said, we haven't really gone out much. I've only been out once and I just had a decaf coffee, which was actually really nice. But I think the main reason I'm so interested in going alcohol free is because I have noticed, especially the past couple years, maybe the past 2 or 3 years as I've aged, I struggle a lot with the effects of alcohol. I can have literally, I'm not exaggerating, 1 glass of wine and I will have a headache the next day, just feel really like crappy and under the weather, and that's just like not how I'm trying to live my life. I also have started to notice I have 1 drink and the rest of the evening or the rest of the outing, I am chasing the buzz of that first drink and I never feel that level of like happiness again the rest of the night, and that's just like not really worth it for me. I definitely have cut way back on alcohol in 2023. Last New Year's Eve, actually, when we were in the van, was when it first kind of hit me that I wanted to be done with alcohol, but it's just a lot easier said than done. I like to socialize. I do like to drink. It's like something that I enjoy. I like cocktails. I love wine. But it's just as time goes on more and more, I'm just like less and less interested in drinking. So I decided I would just start with January, see how dry January goes, and we'll just take it month by month because I'm not trying to like disappoint myself if I do have a drink, just because I think it's probably very likely that at some point in 2024 I will consume alcohol. I just don't know when that will be or how often that will be. Finally on the list is feelings. So it says empty. I don't feel empty. It just means I haven't filled it out yet. I have basically logged a list of potential emotions here, and at the end of the day I just log 1 or 2, maybe 3 emotions that I felt throughout the day. So if I feel calm, embarrassed, anxious, I just choose, you know, what my main emotions or the biggest emotions I felt that particular day are. And that has actually been really interesting to reflect on, just looking back at these weeks. So this is just the month of January, and you can see the emotions that I had. The first 4 days of the year, anxious. And then it's really interesting because starting the 5th, I started feeling calm, and then my energy started picking up and I got excited. So it's just like really interesting to kind of like reflect on my emotions throughout the month. Yeah, so I think that's really useful to track your emotions. Looking ahead to February, like I said, today it's only the 19th, but I want to get set up for February. And to do this, you simply just click the plus button to add an item. I've already done that here. And then each one is going to be untitled. So you can title it whatever you want, but I title it just that day's date. And then you just click out of it and it's all ready to go. Oh, I don't want 2024 there, just first. And then you just do that every single day of the month. So add item, February 2nd, exit out, add item, February 3rd, exit out. So it's like kind of tedious, but I really don't mind it because it just helps me feel so like organized and like I have my crap together. If I don't feel like I have my crap together, I really start to struggle mentally, so. So we are all set up for the month of February. So once we hit February, I will just have that all ready to go. I can simply open the Notion application on my phone and just go down the list and check the things that I accomplish. I really just can't recommend this enough. I feel like so organized with this, and it's so much better than using the Notes app on my iPhone. I'm like a big Notes girly, and Notion has just like taken my organization to the next level. Like I said, you can do other things with Notion, and if you were to do any of those things, it would just be on the left hand side, and you can add like a new page. Like I said, you could use a template, or you could just add like your own stuff. So there's also like preloaded templates from Notion in here, but like I said, I'm just like so not familiar with this yet. I am just focusing on the daily focus for now because I'm just taking it like one step at a time. If you're interested in doing a similar daily focus setup like I have, you can just do a very basic search on YouTube. Just like, I think I searched how to make a checklist in Notion or how to make a calendar checklist in Notion, something like that. I'll link the video that I used in the description of this video. So if you're interested in doing it, you can just use the video that I did. It was really helpful. It literally took like 10 minutes and it was really easy. So that is how I use Notion so far, and I hope you found this helpful. If you're looking to get more organized in the new year, this is definitely an option for you. Thank you so much for watching this video today. If you enjoyed it, make sure you give it a like, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the bell notification, and maybe we can do more Notion videos in the future. I will see you next Friday. Bye!